Welcome to High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Number 33, Michael Simmons. Number 34, Cameron Harmon. And number 36, Brandon Collins. The captains for tonight from the Northview Cougars. Number 7, Torres Ingram. Number 3, Terrell Harris. Number 11, Mason Wakefield. Number 15, Nicholas McCarthy. And number 71, Jay Nance. Enterprise won the toss. They deferred to the second half. The Cougars will be defending the south end zone, and the Wildcats the north end zone.
Hello and welcome to Northview Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Northview Cougars are hosting the Enterprise Wildcats. I'm Mitt Kirkland along with Jimbo Lofton. Jimbo, glad to have you back this year.
Glad to be here, Mitt. It's a new year, and we're looking forward to it. Cougars going to start out with a tough test with a 7A foe that we're all familiar with, Enterprise High School. So right out of the blocks with a big test after a tough road loss last week against Baldwin County, Mitt.
Yeah, the Cougars fell to Baldwin County by a score of 35-15, and the Wildcats of Enterprise won 27-2. Well, they actually won 38-10 over. No, it's 38-12. 38-12 over the Dothan High School Tigers last week, and it was a tough loss for the Tigers. They came out and took a 9-0 lead, but Enterprise came out and they really took over. Now, this Enterprise team is they're veterans. They have 17 returning starters this year. And in this series, Enterprise leads at 27-11, the overall series between these two teams. They've met 38 times. And Northview last win came 10 years ago in 2006.
Well, and I think we all get this going in. Listen, Enterprise moved up to 7A for a reason. And I'll tell you this, I feel like Northview can come in and be competitive, but let's go ahead and lay it out. Second game of the season, they're going to have to do everything right, no turnovers, etc., and cause some miscues on the other side if they want to have a good opportunity. You'll notice that the Enterprise sideline is a completely full deal. I think they got all 99 numbers lotted out to everybody. Northview got a good-sized squad out, and you know what? Northview's not scared of anybody, never has been. So we'll be out here and play some ball, and we'll get it going. But the main thing, Mitt, Northview will have to execute, cannot afford any turnovers if they want to stay competitive in this game, Mitt.
You're exactly right, because I saw in the game last week, I saw the same Enterprise Wildcats play, and they took advantage of the Dothan High School turnovers. So in order to really compete in this game, I think turnovers are definitely going to be a key.
But, yeah, you just see it in this sport, particularly if you'd come in, if there was an odds maker on this one, no question, Enterprise would be the favorite, Northview the underdog. And from that means if you're the underdog, you got to do it all right and cause some miscues on the other side. And there we go, Mitt. First kick, they're going to push it off to the right side, taken at the 2-yard line by number 20, looked like number 25, Jaden Reeves.
Yeah, so
and very good coverage by Enterprise. I'll tell you what he did. He went and did a little east-west action, and I can tell you got to go north-south, hardcore, particularly when you're going to play a team with the depth, et cetera, that Enterprise does. But hey, well, guess what? Got the ball started. Looks like they're going to start at their own 11 mid, and time for Northview to see what they can put together here.
Yeah, the Cougars, they used 2 quarterbacks in this game, and we'll see who's starting there. It's kind of hard to see the numbers. Wakefield is starting. He's number 11.
So
and he goes, he passes it, and it's incomplete. It was intended for number 9. That's Ty Watley.
Yeah, and good pressure by the Enterprise defensive front, Mitt. And I will get some stats on them in a minute, but I can look from up here and tell you there's 3 of them, and I don't think there'd be room for me in a 4-man booth with them. Looks like some big guys, and they had their eyes. They only allowed 144 yards total last week, so Northview's going to, and only 66 of that on the ground. So Northview will definitely going to have to find some wrinkles and some things to do and, of course, execute.
So a gain of 2, so it brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Cougars. The Cougars had a total of 107 yards rushing last week. And they go for and it was intended for number 10, that's Owens, and it's incomplete. He wasn't quite ready for that one, Jimbo. So look like the Cougars are going to go 3 and out.
Well, I can tell you one of the second keys tonight for the Cougars is going to be, let's just be up front. It's kind of scary to say that with only about a minute or less than a minute in the game. They're going to have to, our punter tonight here is going to have to put some field position, have to try to move some of that for them. You definitely don't want to give this Enterprise team a short field.
So Northview punts. It's a high punt and not a very long one. And they're going to mark it out at the 38-yard line of Northview. So Enterprise will have excellent starting field position at the Northview 38-yard line. So it's a short field for the Wildcats.
Yeah, short field, but I'll tell you this, looking at the formation I saw lined up on, they had a single man back with 10 up. Based on what a normal punt in this league might have been, the net on that may not be all bad. But let's see what the Enterprise comes out with. First play is a pass play mid off.
And it's complete.
Right.
Yeah, it's complete over to number 7, Warren.
Yeah, Dakota Fulton, the quarterback. I see we've got a Coy Fulton Tice name out, but anyway, Dakota Fulton is the starting quarterback for him over to Warren Chance. That's a couple of juniors, Mitt. How about that?
Right. So they switch them out quite a bit. Both of those guys get a lot of playing time. So it's a 2nd and 3 for the Wildcats. And, they had him, and they break a tackle, and he's going down the sideline, and he trips. It's the only thing that stops number 8, Dakota Fulton. He was hit in the backfield, but they didn't wrap him up. He broke the tackle, and he picked up a bunch of yards.
Yeah, what I'll tell you in that case is thank goodness for the turf monster. We had a great opportunity to stop him, but I'll give Enterprise some kudos there for good blocking. And good heads-up play by the quarterback. He saw a seam off to the left side. Looks like we got a flag over there on the far sideline. Maybe a first sideline warning is what it looks like to me. Let's see what the call is, Mitt.
I believe it is. So it's a 1st and 10. The ball on the 12-yard line of the Cougars.
You're going to have twins both sides. Single backfield.
They hand the ball off
to Reynolds.
And he breaks a couple of tackles, and he moves the ball inside the 10 down to about the 5-yard line.
Caleb Reynolds was the leading rusher last week, Mitt. He had 110 yards, and I think based on I was traveling, so based on that game, I believe he got a rest before it was over. He had 110 and a touchdown, so we'll keep an eye on Mr. Reynolds tonight. Also, by the way, another a junior in that backfield.
It's 2nd and 3. And Sincere Flowers, and he just dances into the end zone from about 5 yards out for the touchdown.
Yeah, just little wildcat formation, signed up and went ahead and went straight to Sincere Flowers, senior running back, direct snap. Good call down there. You've had some good success offensively moving the ball so far, so why do anything risky, right?
Right. And this was set up by a short field. Northview took the ball. Their drive started on the 11, and they were only able to pick up a couple of yards. So after the punt, it gave Enterprise really great field position.
You know what?
And
that was just a little wide to the right. From the angle up here, it was a little hard to tell. It was a high kick. Obviously had plenty of distance on an extra point. He went beyond the buses out there, but guess what? At the end of the day, no good. So 6-0, little break for the Cougars.
So with 9:55 left in the opening quarter play, the Wildcats lead the Cougars 6-0. We're getting ready to start the action again. Enterprise takes a 6-0 lead over the Cougars. And that was a 38-yard drive capped off by a 5-yard TD run by Sincere Flowers. And you'll probably be seeing a lot of him tonight.
Yeah, I don't want him to be so sincere, so I'm with you, Mitt. 12th grader looking good on that play, and of course, as you can tell, well-prepared Enterprise team.
The Cougars need to just let it go into the end zone. Yep. He decides, well, it's going to be a touchback, and I think that was probably the best thing for them.
Well, yeah, good point there, Mitt. I think that was Nasir Pearson that fielded that one, and told me correction on that. That looks like Quadarius Bryant. So, anyway, Cougars get a fresh start out at the 20-yard line, and let's see if they come in with the same operation they did last time. I think not. They're going to come in this time with Mason Wakefield at quarterback. Appears to be so. Hey, not a bad idea. Let's get a two-back alignment here. Let's take that back, single back with an H, and let's see what Mr. Wakefield's got for him today.
Northview needs to get something going here early, and Wakefield keeps it and loses yards. He's hitting the backfield.
I'm not sure that wasn't a little broken almost. It looked if it was supposed to be of misdirection, it did not. It didn't fool anybody.
So a loss of 3, so it brings up a 2nd and 13 for the Cougars. They're going in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Wakefield, he's got to receive open.
Might see a little flag on that one.
Yeah,
and that wasn't a single call. That was both referees. It wasn't just a little hand-in-hand there. It was looked like the defensive back had a hand on him all the way down. May have had a little jersey in there. It was just enough to get a yellow flag coming out for it, and it looked like I will tell you this, that was number 22 for the Cougars, who is Tavarius Nitra. I'm not going to say that right exactly. Nitravius Barkley. If I pronounced it wrong, Mr. Barkley, send all your emails attention to Terry Duffy at. All right, there we go.
Okay, the penalty should give. There's some discussion. Well, it was offensive interference. They're moving the ball back.
I didn't see that. Of course, we are a long
way.
Oh,
no, they're going back. It was defensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, they just had to go back because we were, good point.
Line of scrimmage, but they were marching like it was offensive interference.
Here's the best thing. Bad things I don't.
And it wasn't enough for a first down, so it was a 10-yard penalty. So it will bring up a
replay the down. Second,
Second and, yeah, about 3.
Cougars in big need of a first down here, Mitt.
They hand the ball off.
There we go. Got a little seam over here to the near side. He should have enough yardage for the first down, Mitt.
And that was number
yes, sir.
22.
That was Barkley.
It's kind of hard to see these
Yeah,
numbers.
these numbers are for the folks at home. If you can see them, then Mitt and I will go see. We'll go get some eye surgery on Monday. But it's an interesting gold color on there that's got an interesting reflection to it. So
yeah, it's a 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
A nice run by Barkley.
Quarterback drops back. He's got a man open, and it's caught.
Nice
a great
catch.
reception.
Let me tell
that
you.
time.
How about that?
Down at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. Trying to see the number. We apologize for that. That looks like number 30.
Well, it may be number 35. Is that no? That doesn't seem right.
It was 35.
38, 39, Tyrese Ford.
1st and 10.
39, Tyrese Ford. Nice play by Mr. Ford.
That was a nice pass, too.
11th grader stepping up. That has been too. Looks like they've got a little. They're going to have to put some help on that corner.
Wakefield drops back. Goes deep.
Oh, and he's got
a man. Oh, he overthrew him. And that pass was intended for number 3, Terrell Harris.
Terrell Harris had a nice, looked like he had a nice lead on his cornerback over there, but pass was just a little outside.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10, the ball at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. The Cougars' drive started on their own 20. They had a little help on a penalty, but a big play moved them down the field. Quick out.
There we go.
It's complete.
And a missed tackle.
And a great reception. And it gives the Cougars a first down, a gain of 15 on the play.
And that looked like, I'm still having a hard time seeing the numbers.
Yeah, we're having a very difficult.
Looked like that was Raymond Lowe, the 11th grade wide receiver for the Cougars.
So it brings up a 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the Enterprise 25.
And on a pump, he looks for Lowe again, just a little long.
Passes intended to number 19. Raymond Lowe falls incomplete.
Okay, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. 8:07 left in the opening quarter. 6-0, the Wildcats leading. They scored on a 5-yard run by Flowers with 9:55 left in the first. They missed the extra point. Oh, that pass was intended for Harris. It was a little too high.
A little high.
And it's incomplete.
He had some pressure. Let me say that several Enterprise Wildcats were on his tail, so he had to rush that a little bit.
So it brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. The ball still at the 25-yard line.
Not to mention, for a right-handed quarterback to roll to your left and throw is let's just say it's not the easiest task. It's not the easiest thing that he's got in his playbook.
Wakefield calling the signals. He goes for the fade pass, and it's out of bounds. That time he tried a little fade that didn't quite work. He threw it out of the. It was a little too far out. So it's going to bring up a 4th, and we'll see if they go for the field goal or if they just go for it on 4th down. I think they're just going to go for it. They were able to get great field position, and we'll see if they can take advantage of it. The Cougars need to walk away with some points here.
And by the way, on that that previous play, I said right hand. He is a left-handed quarterback, but nonetheless, still a difficult play.
Wakefield is being chased, and he
He's got
stumbles.
him.
And he finds a man open, and it's incomplete. So the Cougars turn the ball over on downs.
Mitt, you know what? I agree with the call, though. I don't know what the kicking game holds for them this year, but what I would tell you is based on that, you got a 45-yarder. You got a team that you know is going to put up some points. If your goal is just to get something on the board, at that point, I still think there was a good call by Northview. I think that was the right call to make.
So the Wildcats will be starting at their own 25-yard line. They hand the ball off to number 34, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. That's Cameron Harmon.
There you go, Mitt. There's a senior running back getting in. They got a stable of them over there.
So a gain of 1, so it brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Stopped by number 4, Keenan Jernigan. Picks up 1 yard. 2nd down, 9. Wildcats.
Quarterback drops back. He
good-
decides to run,
good-
and he's
Ooh.
hit. A good hit that time by number 1, Terry Talbert, to put the stop on. That's
Dakota Fulton.
Fulton. Was that Fulton? Yeah, Fulton, number 8.
Yeah, good move, Talbert. I like that, seeing him come up from that cornerback position to make a play. Senior, nice job.
3rd and 7.
Good coverage, right now. Been good coverage so far. Looks like he's not finding anybody really early to read off of, but I will say that rushing 3 against that line, it's going to be hard to get much penetration.
Goes deep, incomplete. So the Cougars do a good job of forcing the Wildcats into a 4th and long.
It was good defensive series.
Pass intended for number 2, Sincere Flowers. It's broken up by number 5, Roderick.
Yeah, Roderick Britford on the play there.
Back deep for the Cougars is Harris. So the Wildcats will be punting.
4th down and 7.
Cougars with a little bit of a. There you go. May have been a motion. I'm not on the.
They were trying. I think they
yeah,
were.
legal shift maybe. We'll see what we get out of this.
Offside.
Offside.
And that's exactly what they wanted, so to bring up a 4th and short.
Yeah.
I figured that's what they were going to do. I was about to say something before it
No,
happened.
you're on it. I was hoping we
And
might
so
have a
now
shift
they're
issue,
going to
but
go for it on 4th down. They're going to go for it.
The call is against
They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Let's see if they're going to snap it to the short man
Or try to.
or do that again. Oh, and look at
Both.
it. Did we really do that again?
No, they moved. Enterprise moved. They didn't.
Let's see. It looked like.
So what they do, Enterprise call 2 plays and draw the Cougars offside to get a 1st down. The Cougars had a 4th and long, and they give up the 1st down on 2 consecutive penalties.
Well, let me tell you what that goes back to. That goes back to right now we're just going to give all props over to Enterprise for doing it and training and doing it the right way. Obviously very prepared. You come in the 2nd week of the season and in high school and you're already prepared on special teams to that level, that should tell you something.
That was a great 2 special team calls. They give the ball to number 6, and that is Reynolds, and he picks up a few yards. Boy, the Cougar defense has done an excellent job of stopping the Wildcats, and they commit 2 penalties for 10 yards and give the Wildcats a 1st down deep in their own territory.
Well, what Northview's got to do, these are some of the things we talked about that you can't do. I get it. We might call that an enthusiasm penalty, but it's still 5 yards.
A gain of 3, so it brings up a 2nd and 7. The ball at the 41-yard line.
Right. Oof.
And it's complete.
That wasn't good.
Missed tackle.
Down to Chance Warren.
1st down, Wildcats.
Wow. Chance Warren came down the middle. He caught it. Opportunities there for the Cougars just weren't able to execute on defense.
And it goes back to that 4th down, where they drew the Cougars offside 2 times in a row to get the 1st down and keep this drive alive. And that's probably goes a lot with experience,
I think we
Jimbo.
probably, yeah, and I believe this is going to be the August Heat timeout. Is that what we were going to have?
Yeah, 5:42 left in the first, and the Wildcats are leading the Cougars 6-0.
We do appreciate Coach Amateurs being out here tonight. Hopefully we do not need them, but they're here just in case.
So it's a 1st and 10. The ball on the 22-yard line of the Cougars. The Wildcats are threatening to score for the second time tonight. They've had 2 possessions, and we'll see if they score again.
He's going to hand off to Maurice Hicks this time, number 9.
And he picks up should be enough for a first down. So it's a 1st and 10. The ball is going to be spotted at the 11-yard line, so they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
They got trips over here to the wide side. Let's see what they come up with. I thought I was going to say, I believe they'll keep it on the ground. Looks like Hicks is dancing. Nice play.
And they don't tie him up, and he picks up a couple of extra yards. So Hicks picks up about 4, so it's going to bring us 2nd and 5.
Nice tackle over there by Dwalin Glover to put Hicks down for the Cougars.
Well, they give him 3, so it'll be a 2nd and 7.
All right, they're going to run trips again here to the wide side, but I smell ground chuck. Let's see what we see, Mitt. Number 34 this time.
And he
Cameron
stopped
Harmon.
short of the goal line, but probably close to a first down. We'll see where they spot the ball. Yeah, it's going to be a 1st and goal. The ball at the 1-yard line. Officials call timeout, I guess, for measurement.
You know, one thing, Mitt, looking at last week's game, obviously not seeing it direct, one of the things I'll note, looked like a first down for Enterprise. So it'll be the 1st and goal. One thing is I was wondering, are all these rushing yards where they, as you say, start letting somebody pull them. Early in this game, looks like they're just going to keep rotating running backs. So since you got the running backs to do it, not bad.
Right, Sincere Flowers and Maurice Hicks are in the backfield.
And we know what we saw last time.
I think they're going with the Wildcat.
They're going to go with that. You got twins off to the left and a full line otherwise. And let's see. I don't know why they would do anything different. They were successful last time doing it.
And Flowers takes it in from 1 yard out.
Interesting. Many times you might say let's go for 2, but I think in a game like this, Enterprise is probably doing the right thing. They're going to come back and say, let me get some confidence in my kicker. They're going to need that during the year for sure. So they're going to bring out their kicker, number 19, Andrew Osteen, and the 11th grader. So I think they're going to work to see if they can do it. I like the fact that the Enterprise cheerleaders ran right behind it. That's kind of like the guys slapping the things behind the backboard in basketball, Mitt, trying to mess them up. We didn't do it. It was their cheerleaders. So there you go.
And now we see just how crucial those first downs were.
Sure.
Those 2 penalties, those 2 offside penalties called against the Cougars, which gave the Wildcats a first down. It was 4th and long, and they were backed up on their own 25-yard line. And because they came up with 2 good special teams play and drew the Cougars offside 2 times in a row, and that was enough for a first down. They kept the drive alive and wound up scoring putting together a 75-yard drive.
And speaking of discipline and offside, the Cougars were just offside again, so they moved it up half the distance on the extra point. And since they're going to kick it, I don't think there's any impact. And that looked good.
So the extra point is good, so the score is the Enterprise Wildcats 13, the Northview Cougars 0. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
All right, Mitt, we're back here again. Cougars are going to kick off with 4:28 left in the first. Cougars already facing a 13-0 deficit. To say it's critical they get something going on this series there.
He
And he's got a gap. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, he took it at about the 10 and out to the 40. A good return by the Cougars, and they have a good starting field position, but they've got to capitalize on field position, Jimbo.
Nice return there by Jaden Reeves. I'll tell you what, he was the proverbial one step, one hand away from potentially breaking that one, Mitt.
Yeah, he was.
So good starting field position for the Cougars.
They're starting at their own 37-yard line. First and 10, Cougars. They really need to get some points on the board, Jimbo, because they can't allow Enterprise to score every time they get the ball. They hand the ball off, and not much there. Maybe a yard pickup.
Barkley, maybe about a yard. The other thing that will happen in a deal like this, you've already seen Enterprise shuffle in about 4 running backs so far. That will take its toll on this Cougar defense pretty quickly on a hot night, regardless of what your training, et cetera, is. That's going to be tough. So, anyway, critical for points and also critical for your defense for the Cougars to put something together here.
2nd and 9 for the Northview Cougars. They've had some success passing the ball. We'll see if
Mr. Wakefield can find someone else down here.
And he's hit in the backfield.
Well, I thought that was a WWE Monday Night move for a second. One guy caught him, and then the second one caught him. But
so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 for the Cougars from their own 37.
So the Cougars are taking their time. 3 minutes left in just over 3 minutes, 3:04 left in the first quarter, and it's been all Wildcats.
And Cougars right now are having to keep in, they have to run with 2 tight ends just for protection and trying to see if
deep.
one of those wide guys can beat him. Good job over here by the Enterprise defensive back, Marcus Jones. Nice job right off the block, bumping the receiver and taking him out of his pattern. But, again, noting this, Cougars really only in position to send 2 out, and, they're having to hold in right now, at least on that series.
And Jones has signed with Purdue.
There we go, Boilermaker.
Yeah, he's going to be a Boilermaker this time next year.
All right.
He's coming back off an injury, so the Cougars will punt, and back deep is Marcus Jones.
All right. Well, we're going to see if our friend from the Big Ten can, our future Big Ten player. Let's see what he does. If you're the Cougars, I'd probably do just that. I'd all straight and kick it away from him. Whatever you do is going to be better than letting him have it. So, hey, I like that play. I'm all right with that, Mitt. Not a lot of distance, but I still believe your net was better with that than what you would have done letting Mr. Jones play with that ball.
Yes, definitely. So the ball goes out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So the Wildcats will be starting on their own 42 in great field position. But the Cougars did a good job the first part of Enterprise last possession.
Yeah, they need to stop them. They need to stop them here. You don't want to go down 3 scores, and let's just see what Enterprise is thinking.
And it's a
there
sack.
We go. Well, that's good. We've had good coverage downfield most of the time, Mitt, as a general rule. He's not necessarily finding an immediate, number of targets open. So props off to the Cougar defensive secondary there.
A loss of 3.
Here, number 8, Dakota Fulton. He's stopped by number 44, Ryan Pasibi.
So it brings up a 2nd and 13 for the Wildcats. Fulton is the quarterback.
And I've noticed Cougars going to 4 linemen. They run 3 earlier, but 4. It's going to take that. Uh-oh. All right, Mr. Flowers.
And he moves forward. He's hit, but then he dives forward enough for a Wildcat first down.
Yeah, nice play, nice move by Sincere Flowers, and a nice job by Fulton getting the ball out to him. Notice a nice crowd from Enterprise here tonight watching the game, Mitt.
a real good crowd on both sides of the
Absolutely.
field.
All right, and the ball off to Cameron Harmon, who works the left side. Nice speed. And
yeah, he's going to
be
close to a
first down if
yeah.
he's not there. Looks like the spot's going to be there to me. And show you what I know, unless they're going to measure.
Okay, no, they're not going to measure.
Okay. Well, they gave
it is a first
good.
down.
There you go. See, now that gives me some cred, street cred, on not seeing these numbers because I saw it on the far side there, Mitt. So, you know what? Yeah, I had carrots yesterday. My eyes are looking good, baby.
Maybe I should have eaten some myself.
That's right. Well, that wasn't the only thing I had, Mitt. So, nonetheless, so I'm giving credit to the carrots.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 35-yard line.
All right, we're going to see.
Quarterback keeps it, and he's going for the outside and cuts back in, and he's hit by a host of Cougars, but he moves the ball up about 6 yards, about 5 yards.
Nice job by Tolbert to at least turn that back in as he came to the sideline, and nice pursuit by the Cougar defense.
So that was a gain of 6. It brings up a 2nd and 4. The ball on the 30-yard line of the Cougars. And, boy, the defense for the Cougars has been out on the field all night long.
Yeah.
We're down to under a minute left in the first.
Right. He's got a step, but it's going to be long, Mitt.
Yeah, it goes out of bounds. He threw it out of the end zone.
Got a matchup. He's got the strong safety. Strong safety in there at 5'10" and 200 against the wide receivers, a matchup you like to look for.
So it brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. Reynolds in the backfield with Fulton. Flowers is going out to the right. Chance is split wide.
All right. He's going to go to Reynolds off to the left side.
And he picks up the first down inside the 25.
Inside a minute left in the first quarter, Mitt.
So it's another first down for the Wildcats.
There's something you won't see a lot, Mitt. You just saw Nick McCarthy, who's also one of the quarterbacks, come in. He's also a strong linebacker, and he has come into the game as well on defense.
Wildcats leading 13-0, under 30 seconds left in the first.
He's going to fake it to Reynolds.
And a sack, and that's exactly what the Cougars needed. That was a big sack there. That sack was by number 4, Jernigan.
Keenan Jernigan, the senior middle linebacker, 6 feet tall, 215 pounds. But again, Mitt, something I'll say, Cougars secondary has done what I would say so far is a pretty admirable job in coverage.
So we've come to the end of the first in the score. The Enterprise Wildcats 13, the Northview Cougars nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter of action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
All right, Mitt, we're back. Quick, I know you'll recap that first quarter, but pretty much all Enterprise as far as scoring goes, but a couple of flashes of brilliance by the Cougars, Mitt.
The Cougars really did a really good job of putting Enterprise in 4th and long and committed 2 penalties and offside penalties back-to-back, which gave Enterprise a first down, which led to a 75-yard drive for a touchdown.
And we said it to start the game. One of the keys are, if you're going to be an underdog like the Cougars are in this, you can't afford to make those kind of mistakes. So here we go, second and 19. He's going to hand off out there to Maurice Hicks, who goes the right side and finds a big hole and runs for a first down, Mitt.
Picks up 19, exactly what he needed. Wow, that was a big hole over to the right side, man. He had a big hole, and he took advantage of it.
And again, as I've said early on, hey, looking at last week's numbers, you'd say, well, were they just changing out? No, they're running these guys almost interchangeably.
Oh, yeah, they have a lot of depth at running back.
We've seen 4 already tonight. And you just saw, looks like to be in that one, Caleb Reynolds, the 11th. Caleb Reynolds down to about the 6-yard line, maybe the 5, Mitt.
Reynolds stopped by number 4, Keenan Jernigan.
Jernigan on the stop, and it's going to be second and about
at the 5-yard line.
4. The ball at the 5. And the Cougars stop him. No gain on the play. Or was it?
I'm not. You know what? I don't know what that was. I almost thought it was a no play. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, it was a play. So it brings up a 3rd and 4.
Was it a? I just watched the replay and I still don't know what that was, Mitt. But here's my point. I hope they run that again.
Right.
Okay. So
it's a 3rd and 2.
Looks like we got an audible. We're going to have Fulton calling an audible. Smart move. Pitch out to the side, out to Cameron Harmon.
And he takes it in.
And he makes it in. So there's one of your 4 running backs, Cameron Harden, with about a 6-yard scamper, 5.5, 6-yard scamper. And nice pitch out there by Dakota Fulton to put the Enterprise Wildcats up 19-0 early in the second quarter. And they're not going to chase points. They're going to go ahead and looks like they're going to go ahead and work with their kicker.
The Cougars had them backed up. They had them in 19 yards, and they gave up 19 yards on a play for a first down. They've got to be able to contain. When they get them in these lone situations, the Cougars got to do a better job of containing.
Yeah, you can't let them out of the box. Like I said, they've done what I said earlier on was an admirable job of coverage back there. But at the same time, he rushing 3. Looks like he's had plenty of time. So we'll see where they go. This is crunch time. I'm going to go ahead and call this series will be the critical series of the game. If you don't produce something out of this one, I'm not saying you can't make some comeback in the second half, but what we've seen by Enterprise already would say that you are at the early stages of a long night for the Cougars. So, here's the goal over here. Let's come back. Let's put together a drive. Not get overly concerned about your points. Let's get a drive. Let's use some clock, run some plays, do that. Hey, if something big happens, an explosive play, great. But the Cougars need to really work on the basics and making some things happen right now.
And the Cougars need to find something to change the momentum of this game. They had it and they lost it. So what they need a big run back for maybe a touchdown or something because they've had good field position. They were able to move the ball almost in the red zone against the Wildcats and couldn't advance the ball any further. And part of it's because of the really good defense of the Wildcats.
All right.
Goes deep.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
And the ball will come out to the 20. So Northview will be starting on their own 20. And Northview's had a little success throwing the ball, not much running. They haven't had any luck on the ground. So
no, they hadn't established anything there, and I don't know that they will. I think they're going to have to maybe use that as a, if they find a gap or do something, do that. But I think we're about to see, we may see a 50-50 throw night here by the Cougars before it's over. Going to really date myself, Mitt. We may see Air Coryell from the Chargers back in the day, Dan Fouts. So
it's a 1st and 10, the ball at the 20.
Cougars going to change up formation a little bit.
And they handed off to number 15, Nick McCarty, and he lost his footing after he picked up about 2 yards. Well,
and this may
they're
be
going to mark him down after no gain, maybe 1 yard gain. It'll be a yard gain. So we'll say it's a 2nd and 9.
And I'm like, you can run a little pistol here, and I think the thing was if they're going to do it, maybe they ought to try a little up tempo if they can pull it off.
And they give it to McCarty again.
Nice.
And he gets across the 25 before he's hit hard. by number 14. That's
Miles
Miles. Yes.
Miles Thomas, 12th grade defensive back, senior.
So it's a third. The Cougars need to slow it down just a little bit. Slow the pace of this game down. There's no need to hurry because, you know, they need to slow it down because you don't want Enterprise offense back out on the field so quickly.
Yeah, I think they thought they'd try to see it on those couple plays because they call a couple plays, get a little tempo or something. But, you know, let's see where this takes us. Audible. He sees something he wants to change.
3rd and 4.
And there's a crease. Can he make that first down?
And I believe he got it.
Second
Jimbo.
effort, Mitt. I'm going to give him the first down on second effort. It's a nice play running through traffic. Second effort's what it took to get Mr. Barkley. To get Mr. Barkley there.
So they have Barkley and McCarty in the backfield along with Wakefield as the quarterback, and they seem to have found something that's working a little better than what they've had to work.
Yeah, basically what they heard me
earlier.
say was they probably couldn't and wouldn't run it, and what they've done is run 3 plays and made a first down, Mitt. That's what that means.
And they get to Barkley again.
All right.
He gets to the outside and cuts back in, and he's going to be dropped probably just shy of the line of scrimmage. It was too much speed on the outside for him to get to the outside.
Yeah, my observation, Mitt, would be that you again here with that Enterprise team, you probably still need to be trying to run as much as you can north-south, even if it's a slant, but trying to find a crease. Because I do not think, again, this means they'll break it. Do not think they'll be able to turn the corner on this defense. We'll see, though.
2nd and 10.
There you go.
And the pass is complete to McCarty, and we have a flag, and it's probably going to be against the Cougars holding. I think it is. No, it's a motion call against the
procedure. Nice play, though. Nice. You know, I like the looks of that play. Came out, threw it out to McCarty, who had was going to be about maybe about a foot short of a first down.
Tell you, the Cougars keep hurting themselves. They put themselves in decent positions, but 3 penalties have really hurt them. And that one hurt them offensively.
Yeah. So as the Cougars trying to get something going, and again, I mean, we referenced that as we started the broadcast. But let's see if the Cougars, could get a little momentum here going with some success. McCarty with a crease again.
And McCarty gets across the 30, back up to about the original line of scrimmage. He's come in and he's added something to this Cougar rushing game.
This movement by him is, shows me one thing. Hey, you know what? Northview can run the ball, or at least right now they've shown they can do it.
So it's a 3rd and 10 for the Cougars.
All right, there we go. Nice play to Terrell Harris. Let's see if we can find a hole. He found a seam. Oh.
And he's going to be just shy of the first down. But a great blocking on that play. And Harris made something out of it.
He sure did, Mitt. A lot of traffic out there, a lot of traffic. But
now, would you go for it?
At this point, Mitt, you're sitting here with 6:50 left. You're down 20-0. You got some momentum. You brought the best offensive, really, if you want to call it a true series going. I think you got to consider it very seriously.
Yeah, you have a yard and a half.
If you don't do anything else, you get up here and you try to draw them off at a minimum. At a minimum. You take this much time, though, I'm not sure. So we'll see.
Northview wants a timeout with 6:28 left in the first half. They're trailing the Wildcats of Enterprise 20-0. So Northview's going to punt. I thought they would have gone for it on 4th down. All they needed was about a yard and a half, and I don't know. I think I would have just gone for it.
I think they could have had something quick that would have been an opportunity, but Not going to get much out of that one.
No, no. So the Cougars punt on 4th and short.
About a 15-yard net on that, Mitt, about 18. So
yeah. All right, it's easy for us to second guess up here in the booth.
Sure it is. Sure it is. Well, hey, that's what we're paid to do. What I'm sorry, Mitt. What's my amount? I don't remember.
Hey, yeah. Like I said, we can.
I was going to say, for the folks out there watching this for free, you get our opinions and it costs you nothing. So we do get that. Here's my goal. I want all these young men out here to, and coaches and cheerleaders and everybody to have a good experience, and that's what we want overall. They'll be, life winners. So. All right, and there goes Dakota Fulton on somewhat of a broken play, moving around the right side. Looks like first down yardage.
Yeah, Fulton, you have to watch him. He's quick and he's strong. You can hit him, but if you don't wrap him up, he'll bounce off you and gain some more yards. And that's going to be a first down for the Wildcats. The ball at the Cougar 45-yard line.
First and 10 for the Wildcats at the Cougar 45.
All right, Fulton looking downfield. Good. Got some pressure. He's going to overthrow that one again.
Incomplete.
Got a flag in the backfield. Going to be offensive holding. It looks like.
Fulton's pass intended for number 18.
Holding against the offense.
There is a flag on the play.
That's all right. So some good penetration there by the Cougars on defense.
And they've made a couple of good defensive plays, but the things that have really hurt them is this breakdown and penalties.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, get settled down. Tough to get behind 20-0 before you, so to speak, get your sea legs in front of me. The reason I'm saying sea legs, what's the last song I heard right before I came in, Mitt, was In the Navy by the Village People. So I got the Navy on my mind. So if I make a couple more nautical references, you'll know what it's from.
Timeout on the field with 5:55 left in the first half. The Wildcats leads the Cougars 20-0.
Holding again. The crowd and the Marines.
So it will be 1st and 23 for the Wildcats after the holding penalty. The last time they had a long way to go, they were successful at it.
He's going to give it off to one of the running backs. That looks like Cameron
number
Harmon.
Yeah, and he picks up about 13 of those 23 that they needed.
Boy, and I tell you what, again, 5:35 left right now in the first half, and concerned. Got a couple of big guys up in the middle for there, and he's got a couple of big guys up front, and I just got a notice from the production booth that said I needed to trade in my 8-track tapes if that's what I was still listening to, Mitt. All right,
to him again.
Cameron again,
and he's still on his feet.
My goodness, boy, that's
wow. He picks up a first down and drives a couple of Cougar players down to about the 23-yard line.
Cameron Harden there. That Harmon, I tell you what, that's that was what you call just sheer pumping your legs, Mitt.
And we talked about how the Cougars have had them backed up and gave up the big plays, and they gave up 2 big plays in a row. And it's a first down. The ball inside the 25 at the 23. The Flowers.
All right, a little bubble in. It looks like that's a touchdown. It's going to be hard to catch Sincere Flowers, and wow.
So a 23-yard touchdown pass from Fulton to Flowers.
Yeah, once he got out to the outside, he had lots of daylight to be able to do it, and the one Cougar that was in coverage, drawn in, just wasn't able to get out there, Mitt. So that's where we stand at 26-0, and the ensuing the pending extra point is good.
And it goes back to what we say, giving up big plays. The Cougars had them, I think it was 1st and 23. And then Harmon rolls off 13 for the first down. And then he picks up another 20 or so to move the ball in down to the 23-yard line, and then 23 yards out, a TD pass from Fulton to Flowers for the touchdown.
You know, this is the time what you got to do if you're Northview's come back and say we're going to take this one series at a time. Let's come in. Let's see what we can do on this series. You know, it sounds cliche, but don't look up at the scoreboard. Just come out here and let's see if we can't run a series and execute and do what we need to.
And take some time off the clock.
Yeah, do that. And the reality is you're playing a 7A team. It's not conference, so you got all those things going. You know, so you need to come out here and do that and start preparing to be better on every series. And let's not get hung up that, hey, I'm down by 27, let me do X, Y, and Z. Let's go back. You're the Cougars, you need to do a bunch of good things on basics, and let's get some things. So we saw some flashes on that last offensive series that said, hey, we can move the ball if we do it. They just got to be able to put a whole set of that together.
The Wildcats have scored 2 touchdowns in a little over 5 minutes.
And a nice job of kicking by the Cougar kicker, Andrew Osteen. Puts it into the end zone again, so Cougars will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20, Mitt.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I would do, Jimbo. I would definitely try to use that entire 4 minutes and 42 seconds up. Not give Enterprise another opportunity to put their offense on the field. You know.
Yeah, again, I'm going to go back and say this again. Let's make sure, let's come out here and let's do what we do in practice. I mean, let's come out here and work on our offense, okay? I mean, you know, this is game 2, and it's not a region game. So and here's the other one. You're playing up. You're playing probably the best competition you'll play unless you were able to pull something off and get into the playoffs. Best team you're probably going to play this year.
And they give it to McCarty, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was going to be able to break forward for a few yards, but that defense closed in and stopped him at the 20, so no gain.
Well, and here's another reason not to start trying to get, you know, unless you see an opportunity, too trick-minded. Listen, the defense is going to start pinning their ears back a little bit. They'll be able to take some risk at up to 27-0, you know, in some cases if that's what they want to do.
Four minutes left in the first half. The Cougars trailing the Wildcats 27-0, and the Wildcats have scored on every possession.
Tell you what, that's one of those that'll have you need to ice your shins up tomorrow morning, right? You got those defensive linemen shooting in and catching you just below the knee. Particularly when you know that running back is also your dual threat, your dual quarterback, Nick McCarthy. So Mason Wakefield to McCarthy. Had some success last drive running with this formation with that team.
A loss of 4, so it brings up 3rd and 14. The ball at the 16-yard line. The Cougars have to get to the 30-yard line for a first down.
They're using a lot of clock, which is fine. That's going to pass.
That should be a flag there. It had to be because number 3.
He threw it.
Yes, he was. He pushed him all the way. He didn't have a chance. That was Curse. Yeah.
Tyrese Ford as the quote-unquote eligible receiver, and Darius Curse on defense for Enterprise.
So it should give the Cougars.
You know, another bright spot I have noticed, and again, let's remember we're playing against a high-quality 7A foe here. I've noticed some receivers being able to, you know, to have some level of success, maybe getting a step here and there. So that ought to be another bright spot for Northview if they can put that in their arsenal.
So after the penalty, it brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Cougars. The ball at the 26-yard line.
Cougars going to go to a trip formation here to the near side. Audible. Play clock down to 3.
They're not. And Northview calls a timeout.
Yeah.
So with 3:04 left in the first half, they are trailing the Wildcats 27-0. And this game is being streamed live. And if you'd like more information on how you can receive this game live, give us a call at Scenic at 334-793-2700. 2-2 and ask for Cliff. Cliff the Diamond Nyman.
That's right. That's what we want to know. Glad to be. That's another good part about this season, Mitt, being back in the booth here with yourself and with Diamond Nyman. And we're having a good deal. And we've got super cameraman Willie. We appreciate him out there on the camera and getting all these great shots for us. So another good start to the year from a broadcast perspective.
And this is being carried on the NFHS network.
That's right.
But you can purchase a season pass of the Northview Cougars games. And you can also purchase a season pass for the Enterprise Wildcats. So, you know, depending on which team you follow, you can purchase a season pass. So it brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Cougars. They're trying to keep this drive alive.
All right, good opportunity here for Northview to make something happen.
And then the Cougars have got to take advantage of the Wildcat miscues, something they haven't done.
All right, just turn it up and run. There we go. Oof. You know what? He's going to be marked out about a yard short on the quarterback keeper. You know what?
Yeah, you know.
I'd try to keep on to the ball here.
Yeah, Jones hit him hard. They only like less than a yard short. You know, at this point, you go for it.
Well, the concern with 3 minutes left based on the average length of what the Enterprise drive has been, let's see if we can't. Good. Let's see what we can't do. I like the call here. Let's see what we got.
We'll see if they try to draw him outside.
Yeah, let's roll it. Let's roll it. With quarterback keeper. Let me tell you what happened. Thank goodness Enterprise, also an Enterprise man came from the outside, and that tackle really kind of helped propel him forward. So good play. Glad to see it. Cougars need 3 more downs here with 2:51. Glad to see some success there, Mitt.
Right. Wakefield was able to push the power forward and pick up the first down. He needed about a yard, and he got 2.
Okay.
1st and 10 Cougars. The ball at the 31-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to go deep here. They've had some success at it. Quick out, in and out. It's a drop pass. Right in the breadbasket, as they say. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10, and it also stops the clock.
Yeah, and Owens is a good target over there, 6'4", 207 for the Cougars. So
he's a 10th grader.
That's right.
2nd and 10 Cougars. And they're tripped up in the backfield.
Yeah, good penetration there by one of the linebackers from there. Looked to me like that was Michael Simmons.
Stopped by number 32, Trayvon Dunlap.
Okay. All right, we'll give Dunlap the credit. I thought it was Mr. Simmons, but it was Mr. Dunlap in the linebacker position.
3rd and 11 for the Cougars. They need another first down here. We're under 2 minutes. Wakefield goes deep. Oh, he dropped it.
Wow.
Wow. It looked like it was going to be an incredible catch, but it was a good pass that time.
Tyrese Ford was the intended receiver. But again, he did a nice job. That ball was up. That was just a battle between him and the cornerback.
Right.
He just about had that one, Mitt, but going to put the Cougars in this time an obvious punt position with a $1:38 left on the clock, being a 4th and about 12.
In a game like this, you have to make those kind of plays. You've got to make them if you want to have any chance of winning this game and coming back and getting some momentum. The Cougars need some momentum, and that's something they haven't had much of tonight. Punt up, called fair catch by Flowers.
Okay.
At about the 48-yard line.
Got a buck 30 exactly on the clock, Mitt, for us to roll in here before halftime. And, you know, Captain Obvious is going to state this: hey, Cougars need to keep them out of the end zone, and let's get to halftime.
1st and 10. Harmon's in the backfield with Fulton. Low snap.
He's looking deep, looking across the middle.
And it's complete.
Well, I'll tell you what, nice catch there by Torres Ingram.
That was Chance.
I'm
Warren
sorry.
Chance.
I'm sorry. You're right. Warren Chance. Chance Warren, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wide receiver in the 11th grader for Enterprise with a nice catch.
And it's enough for a first down. Another give. Cougars just gave up another big play. They had some pressure on Fulton that time.
Fulton's looking, and across the middle, back to Chance Warren again.
And he makes a spectacular catch, but we have a flag.
Yeah.
It's going to be holding, I believe, against the Wildcats.
It's in that area.
Holding Wildcats. So
Okay.
it's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that one will come back. Tell you what, Chance Warren has been impressive tonight.
Yeah, he's looked nice tonight. The junior wide receiver over there for Enterprise looks nice. I didn't see last week. We didn't really have a lot of receiving stats last week for Enterprise, but he'll have some this week.
So it's holding from the spot of the foul, and that should move the ball back near midfield. And it's going to move the ball back to the 47-yard line of the Cougars.
Just checked into our treasure chest of information, Mitt, and we had Warren last week Chance Warren had 3 catches, 54 yards, and if you're quick in your math, you'll know that's an 18-yard average. And there we go. We got Mr. Cameron Harmon.
And Harmon is hit just shy of the 40-yard line. So it brings up a second and about 16, 17.
It's a lot.
Yeah, second and
We'll
long.
go with that. Second
And long.
Second.
And the Cougars have given up some long plays, and they've got to stop them here.
Yeah, they're going to rush 3, which is going to give him some time, but the Cougar coverage has been good.
Intercepted.
And it's a pickoff. Nice play. Overthrown. He's going to go across up to about the 40-yard line. Nice play by Terry Tolbert, the senior cornerback, 5'8", 185, and he caught it right there. And that was a nice play, just an overthrow.
And we have a flag.
Yeah, we had a little extracurricular there after the game. We had Sincere Flowers was having a discussion with Anthony Pierce. I would tell you this, Mr. Pierce weighs in at 6'1", 285. Mr. Flowers not quite that big, so probably the best thing that happened was he was separated by his receiving buddy, Mr. Chance, and that was a good move there for Mr. Flowers.
Let's see what the call is. Personal foul against the Wildcats.
Okay.
So that was the first time the Cougars have stopped the Wildcats tonight. Very first time, interception, but they had a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he threw it, and a great interception by the Cougars. And the Cougars now are on the
they're on the 45-yard line, Mitt, with 15.2 seconds left. So here's my point. What you would say you're into more reasonable, I'm not going to call it Hail Mary, but you're into more reasonable territory to try to make something happen. Maybe you try to pick up 10 or 12 on a pass here to the sidelines. Cougars have shows one timeout left, so I'll buy into that. So if they've got one timeout, maybe one pass over the middle, and then the next play would be going for all the groceries.
The Cougars need some kind of momentum going, and this could be a change the momentum of this game going into halftime.
All right. He's going to drop back. There you go. Just get rid of it before you do anything else. 9 seconds. You could effectively run a play still, without having to try to go for the end zone here, Mitt. So We'll see.
Maybe if they could get something crossing pattern and across the middle.
Need to be something quick here with 9.6.
Or even something right along the sideline.
And they got to. We'll see. They got to be prepared to either be a sideline. They got to have trips out to the far side from us, out to the left as you look, or far side as you're looking at it from your screen. Going to go for the single coverage. Nice play. Oh,
incomplete.
Wow, I sure thought that Raymond Lowe was gonna haul. That would have been the right play to do it. Haul it in, call your timeout.
Well, it would have been a first down. It would have stopped the clock too. Yeah. But the thing I was saying, the Cougars are not making the plays. They've got to catch the ball. In a situation like that, you got to make the play.
Right. I agree.
They're young, so you got to give them a break. But 4 seconds left.
All right, I'm going to go. Hey, Mitt, I'm going to call it. He's going to drop back. They're only rushing. Basically, looks like they're going to rush 3. Well, looks like Enterprise is rushing 2. Although he makes. Please tell me that didn't happen. Wow. Okay. They rushed 2. They showed only rushing 3. Unfortunately, let him get to the quarterback. So that's how the half will end, Mitt.
Okay, so we've come to halftime, and the score is the Northview Cougars trailing the Enterprise Wildcats 27-0. We'll be back with halftime activities after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, Superintendent Dr. Camille Wright, Principal Matt Rogers, and Enterprise High School proudly present the Big Blue Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be performing Satellite, Enterprising Young Men, Falling Slowly, In the Air Tonight, and the Enterprise High School Fight Song. The band is under the field direction of drum major Jenna Goulart. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Enterprise High School Big Blue Marching Band.
Ground controls and Major Tom. Ground controls and Major Tom.
And now for your halftime entertainment, here's the Northview Cougar Marching Band. Superintendent Dr. Charles Ledbetter, Principal Mr. Charles Corbett, Band Director Larry Batchelor, Assistant Directors Philip Burns and Jamie Howell, Percussion Instructor Marcus Jordan, Color Guard Staff Diane Stewart, Madison Black, and Emily Whidden, Color Guard Captain Amaya Cole, Drum Major Emery Gaunt. Our halftime show tonight is called Around the World in 8 Minutes, featuring the songs from many different countries around the world. Drum Major Emery Gaunt, is your band ready for tonight's performance? Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy tonight's performance, Around the World in 8 Minutes.
The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Hello and welcome back to Riverview Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Northview Cougars are hosting the Enterprise Wildcats. I'm Mick Kirkland along with Jimbo Lofton. And Jimbo, the first half wasn't a very pretty half for the Cougars, but a very good half for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was, Mitt. We've got a great dual audience here for this broadcast. So hats off to Enterprise. They've come out, got a big team, look well prepared, doing a lot of good things. I'm not seeing a whole lot of mistakes on their side. You know, I've seen some things you can tell that they are well disciplined, et cetera. You know, the Cougars have had some flashes here, and at this point, what it really appears Northview needs to do is work on their core. And I don't mean core as in your gut. They need to really work on their core game. And like to see Northview come out here and work on what they're going to need to run the rest of this year when they get into the rest of the year for conference play. That's what this is about at this point. Hey, love to be a pride. Never say never, but down to this team at 27-0 with 24 minutes left. The prospects are not high, but the goal is come out every drive and work hard to have that be the best drive of your game. And if they do that, they'll get some success out of this game, Mitt.
Yeah, Enterprise won the toss and they elected to receive the second half. Quickly recapping his score, Enterprise scored first at 9:55 left in the first on a 5-yard run by Flowers. They missed the extra point. Next score came in the first at 4:28 left in the first on a 1-yard run by Flowers to make it 13-0. And the score was 13-0 at the end of the first. The next score came with 10:15 left with a 6-yard TD run by Hammond to make it 20-0. And Enterprise scored again with 4:42 left on a 23-yard TD pass from Fulton to Flowers. So Flowers has been in on a lot of action tonight to make it 27-0. And that's where the score stands now. But one of the big things that happened in this game on Enterprise's second possession, Northview had Enterprise backed up on 4th down and committed two consecutive offsides, and it gave Enterprise a first down, and they were able to put together a drive for 75 yards to score that second touchdown.
And as you're recapping that, Mitt, Cougars kicked off for the first time tonight and did use a strategy we've seen before, particularly with some good return folks like Enterprise has, that short kick to a corner, which got a fair catch. So a net pretty good. Enterprise will take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
And we saw some flashes.
We saw Sincere Flowers on the first play, Mitt, break it and clip off about 15 yards.
That was Harmon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry. I've seen Flowers so much tonight. That's it. You're correct. That would be our good friend Cameron Harmon.
And Harmon's had a big first half. He had one touchdown, a 23-yard touchdown. So the Cougars showed some good flashes. That time they catch Harmon in the backfield, and they drop him for a loss, I believe.
Looks like he is going to lose about a yard. Mitt, this gets back to what we're talking about. Let's just see who for Northview is going to step up, and let's see who all is going to put in 120% this half. In a situation where if you look at the scoreboard and you act that way, fine. It's too early in the season, not a conference game. Let's get out here and get better right now.
And the Cougars' only stop was an interception late in the first half. So it's incomplete, so to bring up a 3rd and 11. And one thing, the Cougars have given up big 3rd and longs during this game. They've got to find a way to stop Enterprise from making big plays on 3rd and long.
That particular pass was out to Dennis Chastain, senior wide receiver for Enterprise. And you're right, Mitt. That's what's going to happen. He had a lot of time that time to throw. So, but what I'll say is, again, the Northview coverage back here has been something I see as a bright spot so far.
Screen pass, and a good stop by the Cougars.
Good
they read that one well.
Good tackling over there on Cameron Harmon.
Number 34, Cameron Harmon. Stopped by number 15, Nick McCarthy.
And there's Nick McCarthy playing both sides of the ball, Mitt. He's in there as a linebacker. So, all right. So Cougars going to hold them. How about this?
Well, we'll see if they try that shift and get the Cougars offside again to try to pick up a first down.
I tell you what, I think they're going to practice something one way or the other. Let's see what that is. And the good news is it's going to be a punt. Nice coverage. He's going to Get away from it. Okay.
So that's the first punt of the game for the Wildcats. And so they come up, they go 3 and out on their first possession of the second half.
Good testimony for a team when you see that. Come out of halftime 27-0. You want to see what they're made of when they come out. And what I would tell you is so far on that the first indication is the Cougars said, hey, we're going to come out here and do what we said, play hard and get better.
So the Cougars will be starting on their own 28-yard line. And they've got to try to get something going here very quickly here in the third and just try to get something on the board, Jimbo.
It looks like they're going to go back to this pistol, and let's see what they do. Let's see what they run. Again, my goal would be to start practicing, working on those things you can run. Oh, we had a little movement on the left guard, unfortunately.
And we've seen the Cougars hurt themselves with penalties tonight.
Right.
They had a little momentum going, and they got a penalty earlier. And we talked about those 2 5-yard penalties, which gave Enterprise a first down, and which eventually led to a touchdown. So instead of it being 1st and 10, it's now 1st and 15. The ball on the 23-yard line. But as we talked, Enterprise had 17 returning starters from last year, and a lot of these guys have been playing together for 3 years. They give it to McCarthy. He cuts it outside, and he goes forward and picks up probably about 5.
I'll say this, McCarthy's he's showing me some toughness. I mean, playing both sides of the ball, quarterback, running the ball, a little bit of everything.
And I tell you, he's got some speed. He's quick.
6
he
feet.
comes out of the hole quick.
Yeah, 6 feet, 190 is what he's listed as. By the end of that night, he'll be a few pounds less than that, Mitt.
So it was a gain of 5, so it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Quick out.
All right.
And the Cougars may have picked up half a yard or so. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it looked like that quick out to Harris didn't have a lot of room. Great close by the Enterprise defense over there on that.
Yeah, there were 3 Wildcats there, in which it looked like he was going to be thrown for a loss, but he picks up 1, so to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Cougars.
We don't have the physical stats on the Enterprise team, but I'm going to tell you they got some what looks to be up front some good-looking athletes. They're big guys that look like they've got maybe some washboard stomachs instead of washtub stomachs like me, Mitt. All right, and there you go. Wow, how about that? Darius Jones, defensive lineman for Enterprise, just really fired in there and made a nice play.
So the Cougars will have to punt. That 5-yard penalty hurt them. And Enterprise really put the rush on that time and sacked the Cougars and moved the ball back to the 18-yard line.
One thing I will say from a punt strategy so far, the Cougars have done they may not get a lot on the gross yardage, but their net, knowing that Marcus Jones is back deep, so far looks to be positive. Just keeping it away from him. This guy, there's no question, is going to be explosive. Now, looks like
it's going to be on the Wildcat side of the field, I think.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to end up with about a 23-yard net. Again, at some point, we'll have to see if we kick one to Jones or not. My guess would be we're not going to see that tonight, if at all possible.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the Cougar 40-yard line.
All right.
The Cougars stopped the Wildcats on their last possession.
We're going to see a quarterback keeper, and he's going to slice through for about 8 yards.
Yeah, I tell you, Fulton is strong. Like I said, if you don't hit him, you got to wrap him up. You can't try to push him down or knock him down. You're going to have to tackle him.
Yeah, he's shown nice poise as far as I'm concerned tonight for Enterprise. 7A is exactly what you expect. That's a tough group to run through, but we'll see. And there he is on a fake and a keeper, and he got just enough for a first down.
Yeah, he will keep it running. It's a first down for the Wildcats. They advance the ball to the Northview 30. The Wildcats have scored on every possession except two. They had a turnover near the end of the first half, an interception. And their first possession of the second half, the Cougars forced them to punt. This is their second possession of the second half. Ball's on the 30-yard line.
All right. He's looking, throwing. Got a man open.
And that was number 47 for the Wildcats on the reception, Garrett.
Brett Garrett, senior, picking up about a 5-yard gain.
So it brings up a 2nd and 5. The ball at the 25 of Northview.
All right. We've still got Cameron Harmon in the backfield.
Flowers in motion. And that time, Fulton keeps it, and he picks up a couple of yards. He moves it inside the 25 to about the 23, so it brings up a 3rd and 3. Harmon in the backfield with Fulton.
He's got a checking off here, looking back over to the Enterprise sideline for the signal. We'll change of play here. Fix it. Oh.
Incomplete. Boy.
Not a bad thought.
And I tell you what, Fulton was hit pretty hard by the Northview defender. If I can get his number. I didn't see number 53 for the Cougars. Dowd.
Yeah, Lawrence Dowd, the junior. Looks like he plays bigger than 5'9", 177 to me, but we'll go with what's listed, Mitt.
Yeah, 5:51 left in the third, and the Wildcats are leading the Cougars 27-0. So it brings up a 4th and 3, and you better believe the Wildcats are going to go for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, at this point, that's you know.
Now, if the Cougars can stop them, that would be a big moral victory.
It's rolling out.
And it's complete over to Warren, and it's enough for a Wildcat first down. So the ball will be spotted at about the 10-yard line.
Nice mix of plays there, and I, credit to Enterprise for executing on that play. Fulton to Chance, not the first time we've heard that tonight, to Chance Warren.
Fulton keeps it
again, and he's got daylight.
Zone, yeah.
Wow. No, I tell you what, nice job. I'll tell you what, let's give this Dakota Fulton. Nice job of running and operating the offense that time, mixing it up some with runs and passes. And, hats off, props to Enterprise offense for that, and particularly to Dakota Fulton.
Yeah, Fulton, he can do it all. So that's a 10-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Fulton. It's a 33-0 Enterprise lead. And the extra point up.
Looks good.
And good. So with 5:23 left in the third, Enterprise leads Northview 34-0. So Enterprise scores on their second possession of the game. They started off, they had a short field. They only had 40 yards that after the Northview punt. The Wildcats got it on the Northview 40-yard line. So, hey, it was a short field, and they took advantage of it.
Might see a return this time, Mitt. He's going to take it at the 10-yard line. He's going to again try to go north. All right, well, let's see.
Great return. He gets it out to about the
Jaden.
26-yard line.
Is that number 25, Jaden Reeves? Is that who that was? Is that number 25? Make sure we got it. Yeah.
Reed, that was a great second and third effort by Reed. They hit him, and then they hit him at the 20, but he powered forward out to the 25-yard line.
One thing I will mention is I'd love to see him go north-south a little quicker, particularly against guys, but he made good use of that, of at least getting back up the field. So
that was about a
15-yard return.
Yeah, it was. Timeout on the field, 5:12 left in the third. 34-0 Wildcats over the Cougars. So the Cougars will be starting on their own 25-yard line with 5:12 left in the third. A penalty on the last possession really put them out of it really stalled the drive they could have had. Instead of being 1st and 10, it was 1st and 15.
All right. So we're going to see the Cougars come back to what we saw early in the whole broadcast here with Mr. Barkley running the ball. We hadn't heard his name in a while. They've been a little more of a wide-open offense. But, again, if that's something this is something they plan on doing all year long, Mitt, they need to practice. You're practicing in reality against the best folks you're going to be playing against. So why not get up here and work on running your offense?
That was a gain of 4. It brings up 2nd and 6. A good first down play. If you can pick up and, number 64 for the Cougars moved on the line. That was, we don't have a 64 on our roster.
And we may not after that, Mitt. No, I'm kidding. We don't have his name. I wouldn't do that to anybody. This is not pros. Hey, the young man's out there working hard and getting ready to make a block. So
instead of it being 2nd and 6, it's now 2nd and 11.
There we go. Nice run by
Wakefield.
McCarthy.
Was that McCarthy? Yeah. He was in at quarterback. I tell you, I like that kid. He's quick. And he's always moving forward. So it brings up a 3rd and 5.
All right, Cougars looking for the
so it brings up a 3rd and 5.
Going to be that quick. Oh, intercepted. Wow. Now, there's you go. Hey, Boilermaker fans out there need to see that one. Marcus Jones with what appeared to be kind of a one-handed interception. Let's get a good look at that on replay. I'll tell you what, that's a very, very, very exceptional interception. Say that 10 times, Mitt.
Right.
On a slant like that, on a quick throw.
And it was the first turnover of the game for the Cougars. So each team.
Here we go. Turnover. Look at that. One-handed reached out to grab that ball. So, you know what? Heads up. We look forward to seeing Marcus Jones on Saturdays as we move a couple of years out. So that's good. Nice job there.
So Enterprise will be starting on the Northview 37.
And now the first thing that happens, how many times you see that after a big play? They turn around and they run it to DeWantre Robinson.
Well, that was Hammer.
It was number 30, I thought.
34. Was it 30? Okay, I'm sorry.
I thought it was, yeah.
Oh, they
30,
keep reloading.
DeWantre Robinson, the 10th grader. So that's our 5th running back we've seen for the Wildcats tonight. And last week, you know what? He also had a rushing touchdown last week. But this is the first time we've seen him in the game tonight. He's got a clean white uniform on. Hopefully we'll get some grass stains on this thing in a minute. All right, and he's looking downfield. He's got a man watching. I think we're going to see a flag because a defender was not looking back toward the ball. Chance Warren intended receiver, Mitt.
But I don't know if that was catchable. It looks like he was out of bounds.
Yeah, that's one of those, as we all know, as a defensive back, you're on spotlight when that happens. It's just you mano a mano. Watching the replay here. Yeah, that was catch. Not a bad call. I mean, it looked like it had an opportunity, but they're talking about it though. But I think they're just talking about what they want to do.
So the Cougars are called for pass interference and gives them a first down, give the Wildcats a first down at the 12-yard line. So they're in the red zone again. After the interception, can't get it out by Marcus Jones.
All right.
And
looked like I
think it was incomplete.
Nah, it looks like there was yeah, I guess so. Couldn't tell. That was an odd looking little spot from a distance here. All right, Mitt, we got 2nd and 10 from the Cougar 12. He's going to hand it off to DeWantre Robinson, who's going to take it down very close to the goal line.
Yeah, it's going to be, look like
it's going to be a 1st and goal, Mitt.
Yeah. It's inside the 2.
It looks like they just brought in what we'll call the jumbo package. I just see a couple of those, we call them the big uglies, came in. Nothing personal. That's just the group you're running in, right?
Yeah.
They brought in a couple of big uglies. And I'm going to just step out here on a limb, Captain Obviously. I believe they may give Mr. Robinson, the 10th grader, an opportunity to see if he can't put another point on the board for future. And I'm wrong there. We're going to see John Griffin, the quarterback, in for Enterprise. And he's going to follow the block of Mr. Robinson in. So touchdown Enterprise, Mitt.
So it's a 1-yard touchdown run by John Griffin.
That's right.
They used a couple of quarterbacks. They used a couple of them last week against Dothan.
Well, I'd probably step out here and say they would have the opportunity in this game to play at this point, whoever they need to work with. So that's an opportunity for them. And we all know that live play is better in game situations, practice for future reference. But Mitt, with 2:16 left in the third quarter, 41-0. This one's in doubt, and is not in doubt at this point. We may even see Rudy put in for it's over, Mitt.
Yeah, but we look at it with the short field. It was another short field. The interception led to a short field. And so Enterprise, the last two, they got the ball at the Northview 40, and they scored a touchdown on a 10-yard run by Fulton, the quarterback. And that time, the interception took place at the 34-yard line, and quarterback takes it in from 1 yard out, and that was number 13, John Griffin. So the Cougars have not really been able to get down the field.
That's right. They've not been able to get down the field, Mitt. But again, let's go back to it. What you got to keep doing is working. We've seen that in the college ranks with several coaches, particularly in the state. Hey, you know what? Whether you're way up or you're way down or whatever it is, you just keep working every time.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to keep learning. You have to keep getting better. You do things and you try to improve. This game is in your rearview mirror. So what you got to do is look forward.
I heard a good statement the other night, and I loved it. It said, you know what? After what you need to do is work hard on this game, and after the game be over, because you don't want to lose twice in one night.
Ball goes into the end zone, so it will be a touchback. The Cougars will get the ball on their own 20-yard line. They're trailing 41-0, and they've showed a couple of flashes, but the Wildcats have just been too strong for the Cougars. Too many different weapons.
Yeah, a lot of depth. I mean, we've already now seen the 5th running back, the 2nd quarterback. Maybe we'll see a 3rd one before it's over. And, you got that kind of depth, then that's good.
And Jimbo, this game is a lot different from the Cougar Wildcats matchups of the 80s.
Absolutely, and was
You played in a couple of those games.
Played in one of them. I was in the first group that ever played at Northview that year, '78 season. And I'll tell you this, it is, and so this is here's another thing. It gives both these schools, Dothan from last week, Northview this week, an opportunity again to look and say, you know what, 30 miles away, I got a team that we ought to be saying, you know what, we ought to aspire to be at that level or better.
Yeah, and the thing about it, you go back to those games in the 80s. Used to, the state championship was either going to come out of Northview or Enterprise. For about 4 or 5 years in a row, that's where the state championships came from. This corner of the state of Alabama. Northview had 2 championships. Enterprise had 1, and they tied the second one.
Yeah, that's
right. It was a tie game. Back then, you could have a tie for the state championship.
Tough sledding out there right now, Mitt. You got a couple other things you got when you got a team like that with Enterprise. You're going to have some guys coming in. I see some cleaner jerseys coming in, and let me tell you what happens then. We all know this. It's not like you say, well, we might be able to move the ball. You know what happens? Hey, these guys are ready to get in here and play, so they're coming in here fresh, and they are ready to go after it. And at Enterprise, you're not going to have this big drop-off to your second level.
And you had a good example, Jimbo, when we were talking at halftime about Sean Alexander being the third-string running back, and 2 of the running backs in front of him were injured, and he had to come in and he had to perform. What happened in that game?
That's right. He came back and he showed out against LSU that year, Mitt. All right, and a nice catch out there by McCarthy.
Man, he's all over the field.
Who is this guy, man? I'm telling you. He is back up. That's wrong. That's a different number. Let's correct the number.
Number 19.
Number 19. That's going to be Draymond Lowe. And again, we apologize, folks. We do have these gold numbers on the back of these maroon jerseys are, again, a little more difficult for us to spot the numbers.
And they have a tendency to wrinkle up. And so it's difficult to see the numbers from the distance that we're at. We're up in the press box, and we're quite a distance from the field. So depending on the direction they're turned.
Appreciate you covering my eyesight there, Mitt. But no, the reality is it is a little more difficult to spot for us.
Hey, I've got
all right. Nice play over the middle with a run to Barkley, pick up about 3 yards.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. The ball at the 45-yard line. The Cougars have moved the ball ahead 25 yards.
And we're going to end up the quarter right there, Mitt.
So we've come to the end of 3, and the score is the Wildcats of Enterprise 41, the Cougars of Northview nothing. We'll be back with the 4th and final quarter of action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Mitt, well, you know what? 41-0. I'll give you my quick synopsis. All Enterprise. We've seen a few flashes here and there by the Cougars on just some what I'd call some basics, but otherwise it's just been domination tonight, Mitt.
Oh, yeah, you're exactly right, Jimbo. And we talked about experience and depth. Northview with only 3 returning starters. Enterprise with 16, I believe, 16 or 17 returning starters. So just experience level means a lot.
Well, just in combination of things, the key is in Cougars going to throw long here. And let me say this. He got credit for that catch, and he should. Number 7, Torres Ingram, with a very, very nice catch at the 30-yard line. Let me say this. A lot of disruption all the way through. And you know what? I love it. He's sitting there saying, all right, folks, let's get fired up. We're not just going to sit around here because of the score. Forget that. Let's come out here and play ball. And, again, a nice toss out there by Nick McCarthy.
And we talked about how the Cougars receivers are got to make some plays.
Yeah.
They put it there a couple of times, and they haven't been able to bring it in. But that time he was able to bring it in, and a big game for the Cougars. Ball on the 30-yard line of the Wildcats.
And he's going to go to the right side, and you know what? Wow. Nice coverage by Marcus Jones out there, but also Terry Tolbert I say that was probably Torres Ingram again on the right side. I'm having again. No, I'm gonna quit trying to call numbers, man. I promise. I don't think that's not right either one. We'll go with the Northview receiver until it was Terrell Harris. All right, that's it. It was Roderick Bretford. You know what? Blind hog finds an acorn, Mitt. In this case, blind hog finds a receiver.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10. The ball at the 30.
I would blame all that on our spotter, but I be it. So there you go.
The Cougars have had a lot more success in there than
All
on
right.
the ground.
Well, there's a hard run right there by Mr. Barkley.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down. That was a gain of about 4, so it should be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. They're going to give him 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 7. The Cougars trying to put some points on the board. This is that 2nd deepest penetration of the game.
Looking. All right, there we
Good
go.
screen pass.
Got it to the right man. He's going to Barkley across the 20, across the 15, down to about the 11-yard line, Mitt.
That was a good screen pass that time to Barkley, and he gets it and he takes it. And the Cougars this is as deep as they've been in the Wildcat territory tonight.
You know what that is, Mitt? Cougars are knocking on the door.
So
great call, especially when you know you got the Enterprise defense really, as we said, pinned back and just charging. So let's see what they come up with here on a 1st and 10 from the 11. Opportunity for that 1st down, but
Barkley cuts back to the middle, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it brings up a 2nd and 10. The Cougars can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown, but they need to punch it into the end zone.
That's right. This would be a great opportunity. Cougars. This would be a good morale booster here to go ahead and get some points on the board. And the key is they run some nice plays there, Mitt. Good play call again a minute ago on that screen with that hard charging Enterprise defense. Fumbles the snap. A little bit of a broken play. He's just going to throw it away. That was a good call.
Good composure that time.
That's right.
Really good composure by McCarthy. The snap was low. He was able to scoop it up and avoid the rushers and throw the ball out of bounds to save some yards.
Okay. 3rd and 10, Mitt. Getting a little compact down here in the red zone.
Another low snap.
Low snap, but and
Touchdown.
Nice play. How about that? Beautiful to Terrell Harris, number 3. Please somebody check my numbers. There it is, Terrell Harris, the senior, number 3, 6 feet 178. Let me say this. Nice job by McCarthy to grab that low snap, and he found Harris right there in the corner, and great concentration by Harris to bring it in. And that's something that the Cougar faithful here are looking for, is a touchdown. And there you go. This is what's called working every series, just like you need to work it. Forget the scoreboard and forget what's coming next in a game like this. Just work hard.
And they did. The Cougars really made some plays on this drive. This drive started on their own 20-yard line, so that was an 80-yard drive by the Cougars.
All right. The extra point attempt here coming by Jackson Martin. And it's good. So there you go. There's another bright spot. Jackson Martin, the 10th grader, 5'9", 179, comes in and puts it through for the extra point. So there you go, Mitt, with 9:42. You got it. Cougars on the board.
So Northview puts together an 80-yard drive capped off with a 10-yard pass from McCarthy to Harris for the touchdown with 9:42 left in the game.
Yeah, nice play, and good to see the Cougars get on the board for our friends watching in Enterprise. Again, been a great game for Enterprise so far. Going to be a short. Look at this. Oh, thought that's what he was doing. I thought it was thought he was looking to see if that was something they could field. So looks like Enterprise will take possession at about their own 35-yard line.
And the field's a little longer this time because Enterprise has had excellent field position. The previous two possessions they had it was a 40-yard. It was a 40. The drive started at the Northview 40 on the one drive, and the last drive it started at 34.
Got a new quarterback in right now, Joseph Thornton, the sophomore, 10th grader, handing off to number 30, DeWantre Robinson. And look at Robinson run. By the way, Mitt, a 10th grader. We'll get to
The
see
ball
him
popped
again.
out. Let's see.
I heard a whistle, Mitt. Let's see if they're
Okay.
going to do it. But I think they'd whistled it down already.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
But no, that was okay. Hey, I got it. But let me say this. You got a couple of 10th grade sophomores now as at the helm. So that tells you about the depth, again, of this Enterprise team.
Right. They give it to him again, and he tries forward. He
He's
keeps
just
his
working
feet
hard,
moving,
isn't he?
and they blow the whistle.
Never did get him on the ground,
No. And the ball's at the 40. So the Wildcats are coming out with the third quarterback we've seen tonight. And they are moving the ball.
Twins both sides get another. This time the quarterback keeps it. He's going to pick up a couple, maybe just a little short of the first down. Going to be close.
And it's going to be, let's see.
Well, they hadn't moved them yet. Well, they did. They just gave the first down signal, Mitt.
So it's a first down for the Wildcats. The ball at the 37-yard line of the Cougars. Boy, this guy is spinning. I tell you, it looked like they had him in the backfield, and I tell you, number 30, Robertson, he spinned a couple of times, and he got positive yards out of that play.
Tell you what, that guy, he reminded me of a very small, tiny version of Eddie Lacy. You know, Eddie Lacy ever loved that spin move.
Eddie Patton, that spin move.
He sure did.
He owned it, and you see a lot more of them trying to do that spin move now. A lot more players. 2nd and 8.
All right, quarterback keeper. They bumped into each other a little bit on the fake over to Robinson.
That's Joseph Thornton, the quarterback, and the Wildcats in the hurry-up offense.
You know, you could make our earlier statement about Northview and doing this. Hey, these are some opportunities for, obviously, for Enterprise to work on some things in what we call game situation as well and under game conditions. So, but for this, you're talking about seeing these guys at least 2 more years.
Oh, yeah. So it's a 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats. They're leading 41-7 over the Cougars of Northview.
Well, I think we're going to see a flag on that. I'm afraid that we were T.J. Spencer on coverage, and he was just a little too tight.
Pass was intended for Cameron Tyndall.
Be interesting. We'll see who we see for the Cougars. I noticed number 14, Cameron Erickson, who is a sophomore, warming up on the sidelines right now. So we'll see if we're going to see a little playing time there for the sophomore. We'll know that shortly as they walk off the penalty against the Cougars. Going to take it down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. That's where Enterprise will take over or continue on this drive. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 17.
This drive started on the Enterprise 35-yard line.
what I thought. Yeah, he had a little movement there.
So the Cougars
Running
would get
back.
5 of the yards back from their previous penalty. 6:49 left in the fourth. So it'll be 1st and 15. Ball on the 23.
All right, and hard running.
Yeah, I think he stepped out of bounds.
Hard running Robinson trying to turn the corner. Looks like he's out at the 20.
So it brings up a 2nd and about 13.
Brings up a 2nd down and 13.
The Cougars trying to stop the Wildcats on this drive. They need a stop here.
Back to pass again. And he's going to take off up the middle. He found a seam. He's going to cross the 10. And he's going to push Joseph Thornton pushing down inside the 5-yard line, Mitt. Wow. Picked that first down up on his own once he, again, and we'll say bright spot, good coverage by the Cougars secondary. But at a point, at some point, there's going to be other options. In that case, the option was the run, and Thornton took advantage of it. 1st and goal at the 5. Going to hand off, and it looks just like Robinson's going to get close. I don't know that he was all the way yet. They got close, but
I think they're going to say he was out.
Out at about the 1-yard line.
Yeah. Second and goal from the 1.
Flag on the play.
We have a flag.
We got officials are discussing the situation here for a minute. So I was thinking
Offside.
In neutral zone.
Yeah, I'm at Northview, so
Just going to make it just a little closer.
Right, half the distance to the goal line.
All right. So what's your guess? Is it going to be Robinson or Thornton?
I think Thornton's going to keep it. Give it to
Robinson, and he's going
to
slice in off the left side. So, I'll tell you, Mr. DeWantre Robinson, sophomore running back, brings it in from a yard out, and that's going to push this score up to 47-7 with the extra point pending.
And Northview continue to give up 3rd and long. That's really what's hurt them. They've done a good job a couple of times on 1st and 2nd down, but they give up the big plays on 3rd down.
All right, we got a
timeout on the field with 5:56 left in the 4th. 47 for the Wildcats, 7 for the Cougars.
All right, Enterprise lining up for the extra point. Joseph Thornton, the holder. And number 19, Andrew Osteen, puts it through. So with 5:56 to play in the contest, Enterprise 48, Northview 7. And again, I was listening. I do not hear anybody chanting Rudy yet, but it's at that point.
Yeah. But you know what? The Cougars came out and put together a very impressive drive on their last possession, Jimbo.
Absolutely. No, again, that's one of those things I would take away from this game. Would have been easy to roll over and say, hey, let's just walk through the motions and get done, and whatever happens, happens. But, A, I wouldn't expect that out of Northview, and B, we didn't see it. So that's a good thing.
And that was an 80-yard drive the Cougars put together.
That's right. That's right.
And this last drive for the Wildcats was a 65-yard drive, capped off with a 1-yard touchdown run by Robinson.
Again, I am interested to see, again, from a little sideline view, as if we're going to see Cameron Erickson, the sophomore, maybe get a series or two. And you know what? That's not a bad thing either. You played your two starters have played a lot tonight, obviously. So, why not an opportunity here to play against some excellent competition and see what Erickson can do. Another nice kick, did not drive him to the end zone. He's going to take it at about the goal line. A little bit of a seam, going to get across the 20 and down at about the 22, 23-yard line.
Yeah, a return of about 21. He took it at the 1 and out to about the 22. So the Cougars will be starting. We'll see if they can put together another 80-yard drive.
And a nice Quadarius Bryant with the return.
5 minutes, 48 seconds left.
All right, guess what? Cameron Erickson, the sophomore listed at 5'10", 181 pounds, sophomore. He's in at quarterback for the Cougars. Face of the future. So let's see what we have here.
Man in motion. They hand it off.
Hand off. Nice play if he can turn the corner.
He does, and he gets about 5 yards on the play.
Across the 25 out there again. That's Quadarius Bryant.
About the 26-yard line. So a gain of about 4, so to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Cougars.
All right, and then it's taking a little time to get the play in. It's okay. Erickson takes a snap, hands off. Who's running back?
And
looked to be number 49, Christian McNeely. He's a 5'9", 178, so he's going to be low to the ground.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Cougars. We have 4.5 minutes left. They're trailing the Wildcats 48-7.
Right, and Erickson hands off again. This time, no room there for McNeely.
Yeah, they lose a couple of yards on that. Instead of it being a 4th and short, it's now like a 4th and 4.
4th and 4. You just hit the 4-minute mark.
I guess
it's kind of interesting call. What do? You got a young quarterback in there, knowing that you can only get so many reps at practice, and be interesting to see what kind of a play they may call. Got plenty of time, 25-second clock just went into motion. So, and what he may be is just going to let the clock run down, and then at the last minute call a timeout. He's got 3 and send the punter in to do some work. I think that's what we're going to see. He's just running the clock, calls a timeout with a second left, and put it down at the 3:23 mark, Mick Kirkland.
Yeah, and it's been a long night for the Cougars. We can quickly recap the scoring so far in this game. The Wildcats have scored on every possession except for 2. They have punted once tonight, and they threw an interception near the end of the first half. Enterprise scored first on a 5-yard run by Flowers with 9:58 left in the first. They scored again on a 1-yard run by Flowers. And so we had 2 touchdowns early to make it. That was with 4:28 left in the first to make it 13-0. The Wildcats scored again in the second with 10:15 left on a 6-yard run by Harmon. Then again with 4:52 left on a 23-yard touchdown pass from Fulton to Flowers. Flowers has been in. That's 3 of the touchdowns by Flowers to make it 27-0. And the score was 27-0 at halftime. The Wildcats scored again with 5:23 left in the third on a 10-yard run by Fulton to make it 34-0. And their next score came with 2:16 left in the third on a 1-yard TD run by Griffin. He was a quarterback at that time.
All right.
And the last score came with 9:42 left.
Well, we might get to. Oh, they didn't. They had nobody back for Enterprise.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what? And actually, that was a nice punt. Even, I mean, prior to the roll, that was a nice punt.
And
about a 45-yarder, but Enterprise had nobody back for that one. I think they were expecting the potential of maybe they were going to go for it, but the Cougars got a quarterback back there punting, so that's an opportunity always.
And Enterprise has scored 2 touchdowns here in the fourth, one with 9:42 left in the fourth. Northview scored 1 with 9:42 left in the fourth on a pass from McCarthy to Harris for a 10-yard TD pass with 41-7. And then Enterprise scored 5:56 on a 1-yard run by Robinson to make it 48-7.
Well, and here we go again with Robinson. And if you're a Cougar out there, you better be playing ball, because Mr. Robinson will take it to the house.
And that's another first down for the Wildcats.
Mitt, in just about any sport, 7 out of 9 is a good stat, but when it comes to scoring drives, it's a great stat.
Yes, it is. And like I said, they've only had 2. The Cougars forced them to punt once, and they had 1 interception. So each team has 1 turnover. And the Cougars, the defense is just tired. They're not wrapping up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you'd expect to see late in the game like this. So we're going to see some substitution. Here's Jamal Morris, the 10th grader, coming in at defensive end.
And the Cougar defense has been out there on the field a long time tonight. And we've seen some sparks for the Cougars tonight. And, they've just got to work on those things. And it'll come with more experience. Like I say, Enterprise had 17 returning starters. Northview only 3.
There we go. Good play. Dropped Robinson for a loss that time.
That's probably the first time they dropped Robinson for a loss.
Yeah.
2:18 left, fourth. Brings up a 3rd and 3. Ball on the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. If this was the pro game, it would be the 2-minute warning. But we don't have a 2-minute warning in high school. They hand the ball off. And nothing. A bunch of Cougars in on that play. Talbert was in on it.
Running back is Jalen Barton, another one. That's the 6th running back we've seen at least. That's Jalen Barton, number 15, the sophomore for Enterprise, running the ball.
And Mitchell was also in on the tackle for
Thomas Owen Bennett, also the sophomore, in at quarterback.
So it brings up a 4th down, and I guess the Wildcats are going to go for it.
Well, you got clock running. You're going to get inside a minute before the call, Mitt. So they may do the same thing, let it run to 1 and call a timeout. We'll see.
Bennett is a quarterback for the Wildcats.
And you know what? Here, this is what I say about these. This is what, if you're a coach, you get used to doing these things, watching it. Why not? I hate to say that. Why not call over and practice? Hey, the drill. You may need that in a playoff game. You may need that down the road somewhere. So why not go ahead and do what you would normally do in a situation, forget about the scoreboard and do that in this case. So, well, 55.8 seconds, Mitt, in this one. It'll be a nice ride down 84 West for the Enterprise Wildcats, and a not such a great ride out 431 north for the Cougars after this one. But the takeaways for Northview, they need to, as they say, you know what, put this game as a general rule behind you. Take what you can learn from it, figure out where you had some success against a great or a very solid, looks like to be, 7A team, and take those high points and then work on the things you got to. And you got to get over this one fast because you're going to have conference play next week.
Right, and Enterprise goes up 2-0, and Northview drops to 0-2, but neither one of these games have been – well, the first game was a conference game against Baldwin County.
Right.
Yeah, and but it's not an area game. It wasn't an area game, but it was.
So again, for the Cougars, the goal is to continue to improve, because you got your whole schedule ahead of you and conference schedule, so to speak, or area schedule. All right, there's a punt. Let's see. Oh, hit an Enterprise player on the back too. I'm not sure who it hit first. I think it hit the. That's right. Well, we may not find out, but we'll get a call on it. Let's see. See if we can go to our prompter and see. Looks like it's going to be Northview ball.
Yeah, it's going to be the Cougars ball. They'll have the ball with 43.7 seconds left in the fourth, and this probably be the end of the game coming up shortly, and probably Northview's last drive of the game. Let's see, Jimbo. I couldn't tell who hit it. First and 10 for the Cougars.
All right, and we're going to see Cameron Erickson again at quarterback, I believe. Yeah. Sophomore, so getting a little experience, and also don't want to. Those other guys have played a long, hard night tonight. He's going to hand off on an end around.
And they advance it for a couple of yards out near the 30-yard line.
Number 14, Cameron Erickson, hits the ball to number 6. Right there is Brian. Brian is brought down by number 94, DeAndre Johnson.
21 seconds left. So probably be the last play of the game. 10 seconds. We'll see. They may not even snap it.
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't think they're going to snap it.
I don't think they'll get to it. So
the final score is the Enterprise Wildcats 48, the Northview Cougars 7. So it was a long night for the Cougars, but a great night for the Wildcats.
That's exactly it, Mitt. And again, as we've talked about all night long, Enterprise 7A team, hey, they showed something tonight. They just showed that they come in with a big staff, but disciplined. They did a lot of things early in the game to put this out of reach for Northview early, just by being disciplined, etc. Northview at times showed some things we hopefully will see that'll go positive for a full game later on. They just couldn't put anything together consistently, and those few times when they had some stops, they had several times when they just hurt themselves with a penalty or something else. So, that's about all you can say about this one, except put it in the books if you're Northview and move on.
Enterprise led 13-0 at the end of one. They took a 27-0 lead into halftime. And at the end of 3, the Wildcats led at 41-0, and they win the game 48-7 over the Cougars. On behalf of our cameraman tonight, Willie Elder, and our streaming captain, Cliff Nyman, and my cohort tonight, Jimbo Lofton, this is Big Kirkland saying good night, and thanks for watching the Scenic Sports Network.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.